The galaxy was buzzing with whispers of a new threat, but none dared imagine it would come from the most unexpected corner, Earth. Commander Zarvox, the Empire's fiercest tactician, sat arrogantly on his throne aboard the flagship Oblivion, convinced that humanity was nothing more than a primitive species, doomed to be crushed beneath the might of the Empire's advanced war machines. They lack discipline, strategy, and the elegance of our race, Zarvox sneered to his advisors. They will break like brittle glass under our pressure. Yet, this confidence was a fatal flaw, one that the humans were ready to exploit with a bizarre, chaotic brilliance. On Earth, Admiral Steele watched the Empire's fleet with a wry smile. They think we're weak. That will fold under their superior technology. His voice was calm but laced with sarcasm, as if sharing a secret joke with the universe. Behind him, the command center buzzed with activity, screens flickering with incoming data and strange reports. Then, from the depths of the chaotic plans and tactical meetings emerged Steve, the wild-card mechanic. A scruffy man with a mischievous grin, Steve's weapon of choice wasn't lasers or missiles, it was his uncanny ability to turn anything into a weapon of confusion. Why fight with brute force when confusion kills faster? Steve chuckled, waving a fire extinguisher like a prized sword. His first act of rebellion? Launching swarms of pizza-shaped drones, programmed to bombard enemy ships with sticky, gooey toppings designed to jam their sensors and engines. The galaxy watched in disbelief as the Empire's ships slipped and skidded in space, fighting not just for survival but for dignity. Alien commanders howled in frustration, their strategies unraveling like old fabric. Some cried out in baffled denial, others lashed out in rage, while a few even attempted desperate negotiations through sock puppet diplomats projected on cracked holoscreens. Admiral Steele leaned into his mic with a grin. Welcome to the real war, the war of chaos, humor, and cunning. The humans have arrived. The stakes were clear, either the Empire adapted to this absurd new style of combat or faced total humiliation. But for now, the galaxy was watching, waiting, and wondering, just how far could these chaotic Earthlings push the boundaries of war? The sudden chaos unleashed by Steve's unconventional warfare sent shockwaves through the Empire's ranks. Commander Zarvox paced furiously on the bridge of the Oblivion, his multiple eyes flashing with disbelief. How can mere pizza-shaped drones disable our fleet? This is madness, he bellowed. His elite officers scrambled to recalibrate their sensors and shields, but the gooey toppings clogged their systems with relentless persistence. The once majestic war machines of the Empire now flailed helplessly, slipping through space like drunken beasts. Meanwhile, human ingenuity only intensified. Admiral Steele watched the pandemonium unfold on the tactical displays and chuckled. They thought it was going to be a simple stomp. Let's crank it up a notch. Steve was already at work, repurposing household appliances as weapons. The fire extinguisher turned flamethrower prototype was a masterpiece of chaos, spraying freezing vapor to freeze enemy thrusters mid-battle. Meanwhile, swarms of tiny drones mimicked soap bubbles, floating unpredictably and exploding on contact with alien hulls. Alien reactions varied wildly. General KRZZT, a reptilian tactician, refused to believe the humans were serious. They must have some hidden technology, he growled, launching probe missions only to find erratic signals and bizarre countermeasures. On the other side, Ambassador Kairthas attempted diplomatic messages, only to be interrupted by a volley of rogue sock puppets projected across the Empire's communication channels, each delivering nonsensical but strangely effective psychological warfare. The human fleet, though outnumbered, embraced their unpredictability. Captain Jean, a veteran pilot, guided her ship through asteroid fields littered with mines disguised as children's toys, confusing alien sensors. One ship was even outfitted with a giant foam finger, flashing the universal sign for Urit, before detonating a cloud of smoke and confetti that blinded pursuing fighters. As the battle raged on, the Empire's arrogance began to crack. Officers who once mocked humans now frantically adjusted their tactics, but every move seemed to trigger another odd, unorthodox human response. Alien morale plummeted. One faction even called for an emergency retreat, fearing their honor was being shredded by what they called the cosmic pranksters. Admiral Steele, observing the chaos with a smirk, announced over comms, "We're not just fighting with tech, we're winning with mind games and madness. Let them underestimate the chaos, they'll never see the real fight coming." The stakes had escalated beyond mere survival. The humans had turned the battlefield into a carnival of confusion and tactical comedy. The Empire, for all its might, was now scrambling to keep pace with a species that wielded chaos like a finely honed blade. The void of space suddenly erupted into an orchestra of chaos and calculated madness. Commander Zarvox's control was slipping like sand through clawed fingers. "This cannot be," he snarled, eyes darting between failing holograms and disarrayed battle formations. The humans had unleashed their next-level weapon, the Resonator, a bizarre device that emitted pulses not of destruction, but of disorienting, almost comical vibrations that scrambled alien sensors and sent their war machines into spasms of confusion. Ships spun wildly, weapons misfired, and the mighty Empire fleet resembled a chaotic dance troupe losing rhythm. Admiral Steele's grin stretched wide as he watched the carnage unfold. Time to show them what real chaos looks like. The Resonator had been engineered in secret by Earth's most unconventional minds, a machine inspired by nothing but old arcade games and children's toys, yet devastatingly effective. Alongside it, human pilots deployed a new squadron, the Mean Marauders, nimble fighters broadcasting viral holograms mocking the Empire's solemn commanders. Laughter, disbelief, and fury erupted across enemy comms as human taunts became as lethal as laser fire. General KRZZT's scaly face twisted in rage and humiliation. "These Earthlings fight with madness, but it is our duty to crush this insolence." His flagship tried to regroup, but the disarray was total. Orders became fragmented, alliances within the Empire began fracturing as commanders questioned each other's strategies. Ambassador Kaerthas, once poised and dignified, now barked desperate orders as holographic sock puppets pirated their communication channels, sowing confusion and distrust. In a bold maneuver, Steve personally led a small strike team aboard a commandeered alien cruiser. Armed with nothing but tools scavenged from scrapyards and a sharp wit, they sabotaged critical systems while broadcasting live commentary mocking the Empire's stuffy leadership. Their message was clear: humanity was unpredictable, unrelenting, and unbreakable. Amidst the turmoil, the humans revealed their ultimate weapon, a psychological strategy dubbed the Resonator's Echo. Using patterns of laughter, memes, and absurdity transmitted across all frequencies, they induced chaos not just mechanically but mentally. Alien troops reported bouts of uncontrollable laughter mid-battle, erratic behavior, and collapsing morale. The Empire's strict discipline dissolved under the weight of cosmic ridicule. As the flagship Oblivion spun out of control, Zarvox faced the devastating truth: the humans weren't just combatants, they were a force of nature fueled by humor, chaos, and ingenuity. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as the Empire's grip faltered. The stage was set for a final showdown that would decide the fate of countless worlds. The final battle began not with thunderous roars but with a well-timed cosmic prank. As the Empire's flagship Oblivion struggled to regain control, human forces unleashed their masterstroke, the ultimate mean bomb. A colossal holographic projection filled space with an endless loop of absurd videos, mocking every alien leader's most embarrassing moments, synced perfectly with a barrage of glittering confetti missiles. The Empire's once formidable fleet erupted into chaos, commanders frozen in humiliation and confusion. Admiral Steele's voice crackled over comms, calm and mocking: "You wanted order and dominance? Welcome to chaos and memes." Meanwhile, Steve and his ragtag crew hacked into the flagship's mainframe, replacing battle protocols with endless cat videos and rubber chicken sound effects. The Oblivion shuddered and then powered down, its systems overwhelmed not by firepower, but by relentless, ridiculous fun. Commander Zarvox, defeated and discredited, could only watch as his empire unraveled. The alien empress who once doubted humanity's power now bowed to the absurd genius of Earth's defenders. The humans broadcast a cheeky victory message across the galaxy: when life gives you dragons, leash them with laughter. The war ended not with domination, but with a cosmic shrug and a wink. Humanity had shown that sometimes, the deadliest weapon is a well-placed joke and the courage to be unapologetically chaotic. And with that, Admiral Steele signed off. Game over. GG. Don't forget to subscribe.